All right, guys, there's a question on the quiz that people wanted to know about. So let me just go over this. First off, let me see if I can get this to work. So let's look at the difference between this. We got three different versions of what's going on here. So we have -4, and we're going to put a squared on the whole thing. Then we're going to do this one. That's a 4 there. And then we're going to do this one. Okay, so this one here is, remember BEDMAS, right? So we'll get back to this in a second. BEDMAS or PEDMAS. So what you're going to do is here it's -4 times -4. Okay, so brackets, there's nothing to do in the bracket. And then exponent, it says, give me -4 times -4 to get 16 positive, right? -4 times -4 is plus 16. And then here, this is the negative of this times this, right? So we went here and we said, again, bracket, there's nothing in the bracket. Exponent, let's do the exponent. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we take the negative of that on the outside. So the last question, which was on the quiz originally, and then I changed it, was what happens with this? Okay, so many of you said that when you put this in your calculator said that the answer is 16, which I believe, but I think what the problem is when you put it in the calculator, you do the following. You say, give me -4, calculator, and then square it, which is basically what you have done is you've put that into your calculator. And that's not the same thing as what we're looking at here. So one thing that can help you maybe is the wording and how to say this. This is -4 squared. This is the -4 squared, and this is the negative of 4 squared. So these are essentially the same thing. They're both the negative of what's going on here. And if you say no, you have to square the negative. Well, think about BEDMAS, right? There's no bracket. And then you do the exponent first, and the exponent is only on this. So it's like -1 times 4 squared. You can think of it that way. Okay, that's a little bit cheap, I have to admit. But that's what that is, right? So the squared is only on the 4. It's not on the negative. If it was on the negative, it would be in the bracket. The negative would be in the bracket. So it's akin to this guy over here. What have I done? So what happens is it's the negative of 4 times 4. Okay, so no I didn't put a bracket there, but it's 4 times 4, and then you get 16. But the negative stays. Okay, so it's not this. It's not, well, I guess it is that actually. It's -4 times 4. Or it's negative times 4 times 4, or -1 times 4 times 4. Anyway, the rules, that's what happens. The rules are the following. If this is negative, let's think of 1, right? If I have -1 and I square it, it's going to then be +1. If this is even, it's plus. If this was to the power of 3, then it would be -1 times -1 times -1, and that is -1. Okay, so even equals positive, odd equals negative. That's kind of how that works when there's a bracket and the negative is in the bracket. When there is no bracket, it doesn't, or sorry, when the bracket, the negative, sorry, is outside the bracket, or there's no bracket for both these cases here, this one and the original version of this, which was this. What happens is you do what you're going to do here. You're going to square it, cube it, whatever you want to do. And then you get a number, and then the answer is always negative. Okay? So you go through here, and that's a 2 or a 10 or a 7 or whatever it's going to be. You're going to get 1 every time. And then at the end of it, you just make it negative because it's the negative of whatever squared or cubed or whatever power. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. That's why this is -16. That said, I am going to go back and change the mark on the test. If you got it wrong and said true, I'll give you the mark because I'm a great guy. Okay, see you.